Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a wonderful Tuesday morning. It's raining a little bit right here. I hope that you are feeling great. I hope that you are ready to learn some English today. And this is the Form 5 lesson for comprehension and summary. So we have two sessions going on at the same time. We have a Jitsi class where my students at SMK Tabuan Jaya are with me. And mainly I will be interacting with them during this session. And we also have a YouTube live stream that's happening. And there are currently 2 people viewing the live stream. So hello to you. Let me put myself at the corner so I don't get in the way. First, I want to hear from you. Now, where are you now? My students in Jitsi and those of you who are on YouTube Live, you can use the chat function. Or those of you in the Jitsi, you can unmute yourself and let us know where you are right now.
At home, sir.
Where's your home?
At Kuching, Taman Cicerentune near 1TJ.
Okay, in Kuching. Anybody else? Where are you now?
I am Dalat.
Hometown.
All right, I'm waiting for more of you to speak, or you can type it in the chat and I'll read it for everyone. So Jonathan says that he is in Dalat. Those of you who are watching in YouTube, you can use the live chat, type it out, and if I see it, I will read it out. Okay, so we have Nor Baiti from Kedah. Hello from Kedah. Mark is... Where are you, Mark? So Mark wrote that he is in Sabah, but I know that he's not in Sabah. He's trolling because you can't leave Sarawak without a police permission. Okay, so next thing I want to know is, how are you? Are you okay? Are you guys feeling okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yoko.
So you can hear some of my students speaking up, and they are very excited to be on this video conference. Okay, students, say hello to everybody on YouTube Live.
Hello.
Hello.
Anything you want to say to people in the world? They can't see your video, but they can hear you.
Hello.
Is there anything you want to say to the people in Malaysia?
No, sir.
Alright guys, so on Jitsi, can you focus on my webcam? Because I will be sharing my notes and everything over there. Okay, and then we're gonna get started very, very soon. Alright, so in the YouTube live chat, I see Vali, and she says hi to everyone. Hello, Vali. Alright, so let's carry on. Before we begin, let's have some class rules. Before every class, so we're gonna have 4 more of this. So I share the link in our WhatsApp group, our class WhatsApp group, very early. So please join the class 5 minutes early to get your microphone and all that set up. And also use your real name in Jitsi. I will take attendance and I need your real name. Next, have your camera and microphone off. So right now I can hear someone's microphone and it's picking up noise from your room. It's picking up noise from sometimes an echo from your speakers. And it's distracting, it's disturbing for me as well as for the other people who want to learn. So please turn off your mic, turn off your video cameras to save data of yourself and your friends so that everybody can focus on what I am teaching right now. So Jundi, can you turn off your video and your mic?
Okay, okay. Yeah.
And of course, there will be some parts because we're doing comprehension and we're gonna read a passage. I'm sure that you don't want to hear me read all the time. So I'm gonna involve you in the reading and answering of the comprehension questions. So at that time, when I indicate for you to help out, you should turn on your mic. Next, write questions in the chat while I'm teaching the topic. So we're gonna be talking about comprehension, we're gonna be talking about summary, and I want to move on very quickly because we have very limited time. So if you have a question about the topic, please write it in the chat and post it at that time. Because if I move on to another topic, I'm not gonna answer that question. All right. So those of you who are in YouTube, I will be looking in the chat for questions as well. And also those of you in Jitsi. Now, those of you who are in Jitsi with me, keep in mind that you're streaming live. So if you say something, it's going to be recorded. It's going to be available publicly. So remember that you are representing your school and yourself because your name is right there. So please keep that in mind that we're streaming live. And finally, participate and enjoy. This is the PKP. You're having an online class and you're here with me anyway for the next 1 hour. So enjoy yourself, participate, and learn the most that you can from this short amount of time. Okay, so before we begin with the passage, I want you to think about your grandparents. They could be at home with you right now. They could be in the kampong, in your hometown. They could be very far away. They could be very close. But think about them. Think about your grandparents. Think about the wonderful things that they have done in your life and how much they love you. Because this is the topic of the passage that we're going to read today. It's somebody writing about his or her grandfather. All right, so this is the passage. And what I'm going to do is every person will get to read one paragraph. So I will read the first paragraph and then I will choose one person to read the second paragraph. And then after this person is done, he gets to or she gets to choose the next person to read the next paragraph. Okay, so I'll do the first one and then get ready. I could call anybody in the Jitsi. When my grandmother went back to college when I was 8, when my mother went back to college when I was 8, both my grandparents stepped in to help out. Being raised by 4 parents is something I would highly recommend for anyone. There was a great feeling that I had people who really cared for me. My grandfather stepped into the role of father many times and even helped me with my homework. He would even get me up early before school and take me to the local cafe for a cup of hot Milo while we had coffee and talked to the people around. Jundi, number 2. So Jundi, can you unmute yourself and read the passage number 2? Okay, I think he may have disappeared. Isaac, can you do the reading of number 2?
Okay. My grandmother attended every birthday. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, everybody can hear you.
Every sports event or concert, and every major event in my life, including my college graduation. He gave no excuses
Mm-hmm.
of being tired or being too busy to attend. He wanted to attend anything concerning me. It was as if he was afraid that I would be lonely.
Nice. Can you choose the next person?
Mark, sir.
Is Mark here?
Yes.
Mark, can you unmute and read number 3?
Sembunyi.
Yeah, there you are. We can hear you.
Dah lah nak?
Yep, over here, Mark. It was?
It was in January of my senior years that my world fell apart.
My?
My grandfather was
Diagnosed?
diagnosed with cancer.
Cancer.
He had feeling at work and
Fallen, Mark. Yeah. He had fallen
and at work, and we for a battery of this to find out what wrong. It was not easy for him or us to know that he had cancer. We hope that we caught the cancer in time, but chemotherapy failed to help, and he had to start a stronger treatment plan in May.
All right, nice. Choose the next person.
Chris Emmanuel, rantap.
Okay, Chris, unmute. Chris? All right, Chris is not here.
Choose me.
Okay, whoever you are, you can do number 4.
Andy.
Okay, Andy, number 4.
Okay. He refused any treatment that would make him ill until after my graduation. He even came to all the family functions the school conducted until then. After I graduated, I spent time with my grandmother, taking her to and from the hospital, doing all her little errands with her. I also visited Grandpa, even though he was quite ill. Throughout his illness, he remained very much himself. His sense of humor never left him. You could hear the nurses laughing down the hall as they rolled him back to the room. He followed the doctor's orders to a T. He was able to answer all his medical questions, no matter how much pain he was in. He was courageous.
Nice. Choose the next person.
Sylvia.
Okay, Sylvia, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, sir. Okay.
Hello. Okay, last one for you.
Okay.
Hi,
Grandpa,
Sil.
Grandpa was my role model, my hero, even until his last breath. He never once cried or got discouraged.
Okay, this is
He always,
once. Once.
okay.
He never?
He always remained hopeful and cheerful. He inquired about our neighbor, Mr. Robert, who has been unwell. He us to
Wanted?
send wanted us to send him a basket of fruits. He told me to keep an eye on Grandma always. Don't forget to water the plants, he told me. My eyes filled with tears as he showed his love and care for everyone and everything around him.
Nice. Choose the next person.
Iqmal Izarisa.
Okay, Ikmal, unmute yourself. Ikmal? Okay, Ikmal may be AFK. Anybody wants to take this?
Hello, sir.
Yes, who's this?
Chris, can I
Okay.
replace Ikmal?
Yes.
Paragraph 6, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The mornings of Sunday, July 14th, my grandfather passed away. He has slipped into a coma, and we all rushed to his side. We shared stories about him and cried a lot and laughed a little. We aided him for the final time as he left this world. At his funeral service, I read a verse I had written in his honor. Although Grandpa has passed away, I knew he would never be gone because he is such a huge part of me. He had done so much for me, and I never got to thank him for that. While reading the verse, I did not cry. He would not have wanted that. I remain strong to make him proud, but I will miss him always. I know in my heart, Grandpa never truly left us. He was there in our daily life.
Nice.
Okay,
Can
sir.
you choose the next person?
Uh, Jonathan, sir.
Okay, Jonathan.
Where is Joe?
Is he here? I don't think he's here. Like, people are jumping in and out of the Jitsi. Anybody want to volunteer?
Andy, sir. Andy.
Okay, Andy, come.
Which paragraph?
7.
7. Okay. I always loved riding on the back of his motorcycle, seeing what we could see, meeting whomever all summer long. My grandfather was a friendly, free spirit who let his actions do his talking, even until his last day. He lived the way he would have wanted. He will always be remembered as a sharp, funny, strong, wise individual who was taken too soon by cancer. But I know in my heart, he wanted his ending to be of quality absolutely was, despite all the obstacles thrown his way.
Okay, so let me choose the next person.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, who is this at home? Can you change your name to your real name? And there are 2 people with no names. Can you change your name? Use your real name, please. Ikmal, are you here? Can you read the next paragraph? Oh, Ikmal, you're harder to invite than a YB. Okay, Isaac, number 8, please.
Hello?
Yes, can hear you.
I learned much from my grandfather. I knew it was important to care for those around me and to spend quality time with them. I learned to respect my elders because they had gone through so much and were wiser in so many ways. It is foolish to think that just because we were young and energetic, we could replace the experience and wisdom of our grandparents. My grandfather lived life to the fullest. Love replaced the experience and
This one,
wisdom
love
of
everyone.
our grandparents. Huh? What?
Love everyone.
Oh, love everyone and was intolerant to any form of injustice. Taking that with me, I intend to move forward in life. I'm learning to view life with a more compassionate stand. Grandpa was so kind to everyone, even strangers.
Nice, thank you. Sylvia, can you read the next one?
I hope that there is a silver lining to everyone's gray cloud. I hope hearing mine will help you cherish what you do have. Sometimes finding things to be grateful for and the courage to move forward may seem impossible. But going through our troubles with a courageous spirit is the only way out, like Grandpa did.
All right, thank you so much, Sylvia. So this is the passage. And let me look at the chat to see if there are any questions. Those of you who are in YouTube, can you hear or see? All right, so I don't see any questions on Jitsi. I don't see any questions on YouTube. All right, there's something on Jitsi, so let me see. All right, so there are no questions, so let's carry on. And these are the comprehension questions for the passage. Let's look at the first one. From paragraph 1, how does the writer feel about being looked after by his grandparents? So I'll do the first one and then I'll choose someone else to do the others. So paragraph 1 is here. I've cut and pasted onto this PowerPoint. And let's see, how does the writer feel about being looked after by his grandparents? Both my grandparents stepped in. Being raised by 4 parents is something I would highly recommend for everyone. So the key word here is feel, looked after, grandparents, right? So we look for these keywords in the passage. So there was a great feeling that I had people who really cared for me. So this is the answer for number 1. I had people who really cared for me. So you can just copy that here. So instead of I, because you're not the one who is experiencing this, you can write the writer. Follow the question. The writer and then everything that's here. This is number 1. Okay, Chris, can you do number 2A?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Mhm.
Number 2, right?
Number
Okay.
2A.
Okay. How do you know that the grandfather was there in his life? Paragraph 2.
Yeah.
How do you know? Her grandfather attended every birthday, every sport events or concert, and every major event in her life, including his college graduations.
Yes.
I think so.
Yep.
That is the answer.
Yep. So you can also take from here. He wanted to attend anything concerning me. So this one is very close. So this is number 2. But of course, you don't say anything concerning me. You say anything concerning the writer. All right. Thanks, Chris. Let's see. Who else is on Jitsi? Okay, Mark. Can you do 2B?
Aku ni tak tu. Wait. Aku ni
Okay.
tak. Wait. Ni dok ni. Tu kah? Oh.
Okay, Mark. Can you do 2B?
Okay. Why did the grandfather attacks every fusion? Function.
Yes. Can you turn off the YouTube? Okay, so what is the answer, Mark?
Tak tahu ya. Depan.
Apa jawapan dia? Ni tahu.
It's
Wanted to attacks everything concerning me.
Who is that with you, Mark? Who is together with you, Mark?
Isaac, sir. Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
Isaac
Okay.
Jawan.
All right, so this one, this one is already the answer for 2A. So it's not the answer for 2B. It can't be the same, right? So it should be this one. This will be
He was
2B.
afraid that I would be lovely.
Yes. But when you write here, you need to be aware that you are not the person. So you cannot say I. You have to say the writer.
Grandfather was afraid that
The
writer would be lonely.
Okay. You have a very good teacher there with you. All right, let's go to the next one. So this is question 3, and it's got 3 parts. Mark, can you mute yourself? All right, so this one, Sylvia, can you do this?
Question number 3, sir.
Yes.
From paragraph 3, why does the writer say his will fell apart? The answer is, it was in January of my senior years.
Oh, it says why, not when. Kenapa? Bukan bila.
Wait. Paragraph 2. My grandfather was diagnosed with cancer.
Diagnosed. Can you read the word? Diagnosed.
With
Diagnosed. Diagnosed.
Diagnosed.
Yes, well done. Okay, the next one. Andy, can you do the next one? Andy?
Okay, sir. What? Which press tells the reader that the medical treatment was not successful? Wait a minute, sir.
Okay.
We hope that we caught the cancer in time, but chemotherapy failed to help, and he had to start a stronger treatment plan in May.
Okay, so the
Is it correct, sir?
question asked for a phrase. That was a sentence, a
Yeah.
very long one. So can you pick out the exact phrase?
Chemotherapy failed.
Yeah. Chemotherapy failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, well done, well done.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let's see. Ikmal, are you able to turn on your mic? If not, then I guess I will ask Isaac. Can you do this one?
Hello?
Yes.
From paragraph 4, how do you know that the grandfather had a sense of humor?
Teacher.
What is humor, sir?
Humor is like funny.
Oh, okay. Mm. Oh, we could we could hear the nurses. No, I mean, wait. The nurses laughing down.
Yeah, continue.
Oh, you could hear the nurses laughing down the hall as they rolled him back to the room.
Yes.
I guess.
You're right.
Okay.
So, how do you know that the grandfather is a funny person? Because you can hear the nurses laughing down the hall as they rolled him back to his
Yeah.
room. Yeah. Good. All right. So, the next one, Chris, can you do this one?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Wait a minute, sir. From paragraph 5, line 20, Grandpa was my role model, my hero, even until his last breath. Why does the writer say his grandfather was his hero? Paragraph 5, line 20. Because his grandfather never once cried or got discouraged, sir? Maybe that's the answer.
No.
No. Okay.
It's here. He showed his love and care for everyone and everything around him. Did you print
Okay.
the notes? Chris? Did you print it?
Yeah, sir.
Oh yeah, that's why
Ada.
I can hear the paper. Yeah, so it's here. The last one. He showed his love and care for everyone and everything around
The
him.
last one.
Because everything here is
So
elaboration
he.
on this point.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see.
Okay, Sylvia?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Sylvia, B? Okay, I don't think that she's here. Who else is here? Aymar, are you here? Can you unmute yourself? Okay. If not, then Mark, can you do this?
Yeah, I'm here. Me.
Okay, B.
B. From paragraph 6, why did the right try at his grandfather's funeral? Funeral.
Mhm.
The writer remain.
The writer remain strong to make him proud, but I will miss him always.
Okay, you got it right here. So the writer remains strong to make him proud. Well done, Mark. Good job.
Oh, banyak. Sorry.
All right, last one. This is the HOTS question. What do you think was an important lesson the writer learned from his grandfather? So in the passage, there are quite a few lessons. Which one do you think is the important one? And give a reason to support your answer. So who wants to try this one? Who is the best and the bravest? The smartest in the group? Anybody?
Andy, sir. Andy.
Okay, Andy, yes, please.
Just that. Oh, no.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
The important lesson is never let your grandchild to be alone.
Yeah. Reason?
The reason is because it is our apa tanggung jawab apa? So
Responsible.
It is responsible to take care of their grandchild when they are alone. Some or anywhere else they do.
Okay, very good. This is a good answer, Isaac. You get 2 marks for that. Anybody want to try? Anybody else? I'll give you 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. This is a good answer, Isaac. Of course, there are many other answers. But I guess maybe some of you were not ready, but that's okay. Next week, you better be ready. We're moving on, and we're going to go to summary now. So summary is I think the hardest part for many people, and it's also a very easy place for you to get marks. So let's look at the summary. The first thing that you do when you get a summary, okay, is you need to look here. Line 20 to line 26. What you do is when you see this, okay, remember 20 to 46. You go back to the passage, you look for 20. 46. So where is 46? Let's, not this one. Let's look at 46. Where is 46? 25, 30, 46 is 5, 6 here. All right, all the way until the end. Just draw a line because not all summaries end at the very end. So let's practice. Good tips. So do this. Why do you need to draw this? Because this is the border. It shows you where you should find your answers. The problem with even good students is sometimes, they know where to start. They'll start correctly, but they will take points from, irrelevant parts of the passage because they forget, it's supposed to end here. So to prevent anyone from doing that, first thing you do is you draw the borders. Okay, next thing you do is you're ready to find your points. So you look at the question. What does the question want? So let's read it. The writer had a strong bond with his grandparents and learned a lot from them, particularly his grandfather. Based on the passage, write a summary on what the grandfather taught the writer through his actions. Apa Datuk itu ajar, taught. So this is the key word here, taught the writer through his actions. Who did the action? The grandfather. Taught who? Taught the writer. Okay, if the grandfather teaches somebody else, then that's not the point that you want. And also what he felt. So he felt perasaan dia for his grandfather. Okay, so these are the two things that you need to look for when you read the passage again. How many points do you look for when you read the passage? So I recommend you look for 12 points. Okay, and then once you're done, you copy the 12 points onto a piece of draft paper, and then you choose your 10 most confident points. And you make sure that the 10 points can fit into 120 words or 130 words. If you have extra words at the end, then you use the 2 substitute points, you put it in. Make sure that you write 130 words or above. The most important thing is don't waste the chance for you to get marks. All right, when the teacher, every year when the brim comes, you don't go and tell your teacher, hey teacher, 100 ringgit too much lah, give me 50 enough lah, right? You don't do that because you want every ringgit. Same here for summary. You need to use every word that they give you because you want every point. You want to score. SPM you take only once in your life. Do it once and do it right. How about this one? The first 10 words here. Is it a must? Must you use this first 10 words? The answer is no. You don't have to use it if you don't understand it or if you don't know how to continue it. Right? They will not deduct any of your marks if you use the first 10 words. The only change will be instead of 130 words, you can only write 120 words. So if your English is not very good, then you don't have to use this. Tak payah pakai first 10 words here. All right, so let's go to the passage and look for the points. But because I already know the answers, so I'm not going to do the 12 points. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the 10 points. Maybe I should. So when you do your summary, you choose 12 points so that you have 2 extra. And then out of the 12, you choose your 10 most confident ones to make sure that you put that in your answer. All right, so this is the passage and let's read it. So I'm going to be doing all the reading because we are very short of time. Let's do all of this and let's find the points. So we're going to look for this. What the grandfather taught the writer, apa yang dia belajar, apa yang datuk dia ajar, and what he felt, how he felt for his grandfather. Perasaan dia terhadap datuk dia. Okay, so let's see. Grandpa was my role model, my hero, even until his last breath. He never once cried or got discouraged. So this is all about the grandfather. He always remained hopeful and cheerful. He inquired about our neighbor, Mr. Robert, who had been unwell. He wanted us to send him a basket of fruits. He told me to keep an eye on Grandma always. Don't forget to water the plants, he told me. My eyes filled with tears as he showed his love and care for everyone and everything around him. So in this paragraph, where are the points? So you can see that this is the main point here. He showed his love and care for everyone. Maybe I shouldn't underline. I'll use brackets instead. So all of this, like all the different sentences here, it elaborates on this point. He showed his love and care for everyone and everything around him. You can't take the first sentence because the first sentence says like the grandfather is the role model, but it doesn't say anything else. Like, what did the grandfather teach? This is the one that they want you to find. What did the grandfather teach? So the grandfather taught him, show his love and care for everyone and everything. All right. So let's look at the next paragraph. The morning of Sunday, July 14th, my grandfather passed away. He had slipped into a coma and we all rushed to his side. We shared stories about him and cried a lot and laughed a little. We aided him for the final time as he left this world. At his funeral service, I read a verse I had written in his honor. Although Grandpa had passed away, I knew he would never be gone because he is such a huge part of me. He had done so much for me and I never got to thank him for that. While reading the verse, I didn't cry. He wouldn't have wanted that. I remained strong to make him proud. But I will always miss him, always. I know in my heart Grandpa never truly left us. He was there in our daily life. Okay, so in this paragraph, talks about what happens at the funeral, blah, 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 blah. And clearly this part here, I remain strong to make him proud. This is something that he learned from his grandfather, learned to be strong. And how did he remain strong? He didn't cry. Right, so maybe I will expand the bracket a little bit. Paragraph 7. I always loved riding on the back of his motorcycle, seeing what we could see, meeting whomever all summer long. My grandfather was a friendly, free spirit who let his actions do his talking, even until his last days. He lived the way he would have wanted. He will always be remembered as a sharp, funny, strong, wise individual who was taken too soon by cancer. But I know in my heart he wanted his ending to be of quality, and it absolutely was, despite all the obstacles thrown his way. Okay, so the point is here, my grandfather was a friendly, free spirit who let his actions do his talking. And the next one would be, I know in my heart he wanted his ending to be of quality, and it absolutely was. Okay. Paragraph 8. I learned much from my grandfather. I knew it was important to care for those around me and to spend quality time with them. I learned to respect my elders because they had gone through so much and were wiser in so many ways. So you can see, like, this is when he starts talking about what he learned. So I knew it was important to care for those around me and to spend quality time with them. So that's one thing. I learned to respect my elders. This is the second thing. It is foolish to think that just because we were young and energetic, we could replace the experience and wisdom of our grandparents. My grandfather lived life to the fullest, loved everyone, and was intolerant of any form of injustice. Taking that with me, I intend to move forward in life. Okay, so my grandfather lived life to the fullest, loved everyone, and was intolerant of any form of injustice. I'm learning to view life with a more compassionate stand. So here it is, way out, like Grandpa did. What's going on? Okay, sorry about that. My software crashed just now. I'm using a 5-year-old computer, very old. I'm saving up to buy a better computer. Okay, so finding things to be grateful for. That is the next point. And the courage to move forward. Going through our troubles with a courageous spirit is the only way out, like Grandpa did. Okay, so these are the 10 points that are in this passage, and we don't have any time to actually show you how to put them together into a summary, but I will find some time next week to do that. We spent a lot of time reading the passage and then oh yeah, choosing people and all that. So next week, let's try to be as on point and save time as much as possible. All right, and so these are the 10 content points. I want to take some time to go through the rubrics for language. So you have 10 points for content, and this is what the examiner will get. They will get the 10 points, and they'll get the 10 points in order of how the points show up in the passage. So I recommend that you ikut urutan, you follow the order of the points in the passage. Why? Because let's say your examiner it's like 10 p.m. Your examiner has read 100 summaries already, and you are the last one. The examiner is tired. So, and then the examiner marks, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 3? If you do it in order, then the examiner will say, 3 is missing. So the examiner will look between 2 and 4 to find 3. If you mix everything around, like 10 is at the beginning, 2 is at the end, then the examiner doesn't know that something is missing. The examiner will assume, okay, it's like that. All right, so follow the order as much as you can. And take a look at the points. So it's not very clear here. Let me try and make it a bit bigger. A little bit more obvious. Okay, so if you see here, you can tell that some of the words are bolded, some of the words are not. So your examiner will get this as well. The bolded ones are the keywords that have to be there. So if you want to change, replace any of these words, you want to paraphrase, you want to gantikan with anything, make sure that the exact meaning is still there. Because if the meaning changes, then you lose this point. The other words are supporting words. It's okay if they are replaced or they are changed. But these are the key ones that cannot be changed at all. So what I recommend is if you want to paraphrase, you can paraphrase everything except the keywords. Try to keep the keywords as intact. And if you really want to paraphrase the keywords, make sure that when you do that, the exact meaning is still there. So let me restore that. All right, so these are the 10 points, and I want to talk about language next. This is very important. If you look at the language score, okay, let's start from 0. Mark of 0 is awarded if the material is used is totally outside the prescribed text. So irrelevant. Kalau tidak ada kaitan, let's say this is a summary of the passage and you go and salin the passage from information transfer, then memang tak ada kaitan, langsung, so 0. Or copies the entire passage. Okay, awak akan dapat kosong kalau awak salin bulat-bulat. Photostat machine bodoh, that's why I say. Kamu photostat saja, tak pakai otak. Right? That's why you're a photostat machine bodoh. That's why you get 0. Right, so don't do that. Be a photostat machine bijak, okay? Smart photostat machine. How do you do that? All right. 1. Mindless lifting. Okay, so for this one, you're copying from the passage, but you're not copying it blindly. You get 1. for copying. And let's see, wholesale copying of text material. Irrelevant sections. Okay, so you get 2 for language. So language, there are 2 parts. One is paraphrase and one is use of English. Basically grammar, vocabulary, and this one is paraphrasing. How good are you at using your own words? So number 2 is if you copy from the text, but then you are selective. Number 3 is you attempt to rephrase. Awak cuba untuk menggunakan perkataan awak sendiri. Then yes, you qualify for 3 and above. So number 4, it becomes noticeable. That means that, I don't know, like maybe 70% of the passage is your own words. And 5 would be sustained. So maybe 90% of the passage is your own words. Okay, so for paraphrase, I mean, this is just 1 mark and 1 mark. So if you get, it's very easy to get 4 or 3. If you can get 4 or 3, that's good enough. Don't kill yourself to get like 5. Unless your English is very, very good. If your English is okay or above average, then yeah, 4 or 3 is good enough for you to get an A. So spend your time on what you can get the most marks from. Don't waste your time getting 5 for this, and maybe you'll actually end up making more grammatical mistakes along the way, or you'll lose the meaning in the content points. All right, so make sure that your content points are there, and then this is extra stuff. Okay, 3 or 4 for language is good enough. All right, let's I'm not going to give you an example. And number 3 is sufficiently accurate. So there are parts where the grammar is clean and clear. And yeah, it's becoming more well organized and coherent. So when your grammar is good, that opens you up to having 3, 4, or 5. So 5 would be accurate. That means no mistakes except for occasional first draft slips. And you need to use original complex structures. 4 will be largely accurate. So maybe this is 100% or 99%. This one will be largely maybe 80 or to 90%. Serious errors are not frequent, although they are noticeable. Well organized and coherent, and use original compound complex sentences. So what are these? I will explain next week. Okay, so what I suggest you aim for is, for the good students, 3 or 4. For 3 or 4 here. For the weaker students, I think 2 or 3 is good enough. It's not difficult to get 2, right? Just remember, don't be a photostat machine bodoh. Don't just copy mindlessly. Choose the 12 points and then choose the 10 that you're most confident about, and make sure that you try to put the 10 inside of your 120 words. And if you really don't understand what the sentence is about, which shouldn't be the case because you chose that as your point, if you really don't know how to reduce, how to paraphrase, just copy the whole thing. That's okay. Okay, that's for the weaker, that's for the students with lower English proficiency. Those of you who are good in English, yeah, you can try to paraphrase, you can try to reduce, you can try and take the main points from that sentence only. All right, so we'll talk about this in more detail next week. Oh, that's not for next week. Let me remove that. All right, so see you next week for reading comprehension and summary. I'll give you more of this. And my students in Jitsi, don't leave yet because I want to take a group photo and I want to take attendance. Those of you who are in Form 5 and you want to look for online tuition, I teach this comprehension stuff, summary, and more. You can check out only channel. So if you want this PowerPoint slide, join the Discord, go to that channel because that's where I will be posting this stuff. And if you want to, you can join the Telegram group for SPM, SPM underscore English t.me stroke slash SPM underscore English underscore Jared. And the class recordings, of course, will be available on YouTube at bit.ly slash CMCOBIF, not F4, F5. Gosh. Okay, let me fix that. There you go. CMCOBIF5. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me and my students, those of you who are on YouTube Live. I hope that you will come back again next Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. for more on how to write summary for SPM and do it well. Okay, have a good day, have a good week, and all the best. Be healthy, stay safe, and all the best, everyone. God bless you. Goodbye. Okay, we have some crazy people. Wait, don't go yet. Those of you who are on my Jitsi, let's take a group photo.